Hello everyone, welcome to the session on variables in Go. In this session, I'll explain you what a variable is and what are the different ways that we can declare a variable in Go. So let's start with what a variable is. So a variable is anything that will change over the period of time. If we'll talk about the exact definition of variable in a programming sense, it is just an object with certain memory location. Now, Go has a very specific syntax of declaring a variable. So let's do it right here. Now the syntax says, if you can see my screen, now it starts with var, that means it's a variable. Then there should be a name of the variable and then the type of the variable. Now, this is the very basic syntax of declaring a variable in Go. This is one way of how we can declare a variable in Go. Now let me start by showing it in your program. If you can see my screen. So here we have a package main, imported a package format, and inside the function I'm printing the value of hello. Now, if I want to create a variable, I'll say var, and variable name is temp, and the variable type is string. Now, inside this, I will say temp equal to say hello from variable. Now, inside this, I will print the temp. You see, I have declared a variable, assign a value to the variable, and now I'm printing the value of the variable. Now, if I will say go run hello.go, you see hello from a variable. Now, as we say that Go is a very strictly statically typed language, that means everything with respect to the variable has to be defined at a compile time. So how to prove it? Let me try to prove it here. So now here we have defined a variable of temp with a type of string. What if I will assign a value of integer to it in here? Now what it will do, now when I try to run the program, here you see cannot use one type untyped integer as a type string in the assignment. This is the error I'm getting because I have declared this variable as of type string, but the value that I'm assigning to the variable is of type integer. That's why I'm getting this error. So now let's move it back. I will say hello to it. Now, what if I want to declare and initialize the variable at the same time? So what I can do in here is I can do it like this. Hello from variable. This is another way of declaring and initializing a single variable at the same time. Now let's run it. It says hello from a variable. Now what specific difference you'll get it here is now using this is defined at a package level. That means at a minute. So now the value of variable will be same across the package inside any of the function until and unless you change the value of the variable inside the function. But when you have the value of the variable not here, but inside the function like this, so this is at a function level, so that value will be inside the function level. So this will basically change the scope of the variable. Now, what if we have to declare multiple variables in Go, how we can do it? So let me try to do that. To declare multiple variables in Go, say my variable name is name. I'll say first name, last name, everything is of type string. So this is how I can declare the variables in Go. And this is how I can declare multiple variables in Go. Now this is giving an error because these are not used, but that's fine. Or I can sort it out with like this. Now this will remove the error. This is how you can declare multiple variables in the same line in Go. Now, what if I have to declare multiple variables, declare and initialize multiple variables at the same line at a package level? Now you can see, do it like this. Now name is say A. Now the first name is B. And the second name is C. So what it will do is it will assign the values in the same sequence of how you have given. A will be assigned to first name, B will be assigned A, oh, I'm sorry, A will be assigned to name, B will be assigned to first name, and C will be assigned to last name. Let's run this and see the same. You see A, B, and C. So this is how it is done. Now, what if we want to declare a variable of different types in one go? So currently you can see that variables are of same type, that is string. Now, what if I want to declare a variable at a package level and I want to declare multiple variables, but of the different types? How I can do it is, I'll say like this, I'll say name, it is of type string. Inside there, I'll say age, it is of type int. This is how I can assign multiple variables now. Now, what if I want to declare n variables of different types in one go at a package level? How I can do it is, I can say name string is Rohit and age integer is say 29. Now here I'll print the age. So this is how we can declare and initialize the variable at the same time in Go. Now let's run this program. It says, Rohit and 29. Now, there is one more specific type or a different way of declaring a variable in Go that is called implicit declaration. Now, let me explain you how you can do it. This can be done at a package level and at a function level as well. What is meant by implicit declaration is you do not define the type of a variable when you declare it, but you define the type of the variable based on what value will be returned to the variable for the very first time. Now, let me show you what I meant by that is, say, for example, I'll say here name is a variable colon equal to, and I'll say the value is Rohit. Now, age is a variable, I'll say colon equal to, now age is 29. It can be done at a package level or at a function level. I'm showing you at a function level here. You see here name, I have not declared name as a variable anywhere within the, not within the function, neither within the function nor within the package, but it is automatically taking the name and you see it says it's of type string. Now, how does Go know that? Because this is a new thing within Go that's called implicit declaration. Based on what is the first value returned to this variable, Go will automatically identify, okay, string is being returned to it. So this variable has to be of type string. But once a string value is returned to name, we cannot change the type of this again. We can change it by explicit typecasting by forcefully converting it, but we cannot change it otherwise. The only way is to forcefully convert it, nowhere else. Now, let's run the program. So it says Rohit 29. Now let me show you or try to explain you that how good, what is the type of this variable inside this Go program. Like here we have not given the type, but I'm saying that it is of type string. Here it is age, it is of type, it is not defined anywhere, but I'm saying that it is of type int and Go is determining it as type int and string. Let me try to prove that. Now for that, we will use a package in Go that's called reflect. So what I will do is I will say here type of name is, and I will say comma, I will say reflect dot uh, type of name. This will return me the type of this method. Now here I'll say type of age is age. Now let's run the program and show you, you see type of name is string because a string value is passed to name. It says type of age is integer because an integer value is passed to age. So this is another way of declaring and initializing the values in Go with implicit declaration. Now, the another thing is once a variable is declared to some type in Go, I was saying that we cannot change this type. Let me try to prove it programmatically. Now, inside this function, say for example, I am implicitly declaring a equal to 10 dot. Now b, I am implicitly declaring as say 20. Now I am saying sum equal to a plus b. I'm sorry. Okay, sum equal to a plus b. And now I say fmt dot println sum is, I'll say sum. Now will this work? See, what I have done is I have implicitly declared this variable, implicitly declared this variable. Now I'm trying to print the sum, I'm trying to add it. As I say, Go is a statically typed language. That means it is very strict on its types. Now this is a type of float 64. This is of type integer. So it will give an error. Let me show you of what error it will give, because we are trying to sum up the different types. For summing up, you have to sum up same types only. Now let's run it. You see, okay. So I have to declare sum as well in here. You see, it is giving an error, invalid operation. A plus B mismatched types float 64 and int. You see, so now for summing it up, what I can do is, or what I have to do is, I have to convert a to integer to sum it up. This is called typecasting or type conversion. So what I have done is I have converted a to a type of integer. One thing to worth noting here is when I convert a to an integer, even if the a scope is within the same function, still this conversion is temporarily. This is not permanent. I'll try to prove that as well, but first let's run this program. Now it says sum is 30. Now it's able to give the sum because we have made these both variables of the same data type. Now a is of float 64, right? And here we are converting a to a type integer. Now let's see what type finally a is of. Now I'll say type of a is, and I'll use reflect dot type of a. Now you see it says sum is 30 and type of A is float 64. That simply means that whatever conversion I am doing here is temporarily. And so the ultimate type of A will remain the same, that is float 64. So this covers the topic for variables and how to declare variables in Go, and what are the different types of declaring the variable in Go, and how we can say that Go is a statically typed language. In the next sessions, I try to cover the access modifiers and modules in Go. Now see you soon, guys.